local news stations across the country, all over local papers, I'm noticing, meaning it's not centralized corporate talking points. I'm seeing news articles about Alexa spying on you for Amazon. I'm seeing articles about families taking the cell phones and smartphones away from their children. I'm seeing articles about people taking the phones away and getting their lives back. Paul Watson has been on vacation for 10 days in Spain. He comes back tomorrow. And he was saying to me today that he had his phone turned off for days and that he's so happy. I decided 2 weeks ago with my daughters, who when they go to a friend's house or the school field trip or whatever, I let them have their, quote, smartphone. But they got so obsessed with it, with the dopamine programming, the inventors of it, the people that run those systems, they admit it's meant like a slot machine to program your child, to make them depressed when they don't have it. Took them away for a couple of weeks, 100%. It's like kids from the 1950s, outside, having fun, totally nice, playing together, doing art, having a great time, playing with the dog, playing with the cat, playing with the baby. It's great. It's like they went from being okay to amazing, just like that. And they admit in major studies, cell phones cause lower IQs, brain damage, depression. And then if you get on the social media, it's even worse. So without even looking today, I was planning to come on air and talk about this. But then I saw in Yahoo News, French news agency, Daily Mail, and others, these articles. A whole bunch of them just in my stack from what they just printed off major news. It's already a big phenomenon that people are leaving their smartphones behind. They're turning them off. They're spending more time with family. Smartphone orders are down and flat. It's absolutely made me happier. Simon Cowell reveals he hasn't touched his mobile phone in 10 months because it was making him distracted and irritated. Well, it actually heats up the brain cells in major studies and breaks the DNA, and just old-fashioned cell phone radiation doubles the chances of brain tumors in major studies. Look it up. 5G and other microwave radiation increases it even worse. So, how getting rid of a smartphone revolutionized my life. People have been talking about getting rid of these little computers that dominate and control our lives for years, but now it's the Financial Times. It's everywhere. And it's a phenomenon. And they know this in history. They know this in culture, that there's a tipping point. And once people get to that point, you can't stop it. No army can stop an idea whose time has come, said the French philosopher and statesman Victor Hugo. And I totally agree with it. Just like Mark Twain said, in the beginning, a patriot's a scarce man, hated, feared, and scorned. But in time when his cause succeeds, the timid join him, because then it costs nothing to be a patriot. Try to change things for my family and your family, because I'm a survivalist. I'm a futurist. I'm a believer in humans. I believe in expansionism. The globalist sociopaths and followers and psychopaths and cowards and mercenaries look at me and they think, you're a fool. Really? I'm a fool because I want a future for humanity, not just what I can get for myself right now? You're mentally ill. So to all of you with all the censorship and attacks we're under that point your finger and say, oh, look, if you promote InfoWars, they block you on Twitter or Facebook. That's the point. We are the trailblazers. We're the tip of the spear. I'm not trying to win popularity contest here. I'm trying to change the world. And to get those tipping points, you've got to be unpopular at first. Like the first abolitionist, Thomas Jefferson wanted to free the slaves, but he couldn't get the votes. And then by 1800, 2% of the North was abolitionists. But by 1867, slavery was outlawed 65 years later. So see, to all the followers, I'm going to explain to you how to be a leader, because you haven't figured it out yet. But I was offered $10 million to be Glenn Beck right before 9/11 even happened. And I said no. And then I bring in way more than that now. And then I spend it right back into what we're doing. Because I have a mission. It's not to have a wide body jet like Glenn Beck's having to sell now. The guy's got like a jumbo jet. I'm not trying to live in a 50-bedroom house. Why? So the dog can crap in other rooms? I'm moving into a smaller house because it's easier and happier. I'm trying to change the universe, not like a peacock sit up there in Hollywood. I mean, I saw the headline. I remember 8 years ago I said, Communist China now owns Hollywood. And, oh, the anti-Semites went crazy. Those are really the bots. And they said, oh, you know, you're covering up. Look at the Washington Post. The coming Chinese crackdown on Hollywood. Next year's news today. And look, I'm not bragging about this, folks. I'm just telling you, I'm tuned into the zeitgeist. And that's why they don't like me. The globalists are tuned in, too. They use it against you. I'm trying to trailblaze. I'm trying to blow open doors. I'm trying to break glass ceilings for humanity. And the fact that Paul Watson said we should launch a major initiative to get rid of cell phones and be happy and get outside more and get into self-help and self-empowerment. And I'm like, yes, because that's what folks are looking for, not just the info, but the solution. Yeah, be aware the bad guys are over here, don't go with them, but then offer something better. And so we need to move into that more than ever, because you've got all these top writers and journalists and Simon Cowell and you know, all these people saying, get rid of them. Here it is, long soaring smartphone market heading to earth, going down, French news agency. And notice, it's all just right here. Humanity is struggling back. They purposefully have blocked a peace deal in Korea for 60 years. That's why Trump can end it. Remember, Obama said you'll never have 3% growth rate. It's about to be 4% because you can't wave a magic wand. No, I can't wave a magic wand, but you got us tied up in the corner. I can untie us. This is big.